Friends, we can all see that many white bloggers have millions of followers. Please support me too, because my followers are still few. Black bloggers also deserve to be famous. Raised fist medium dark skin tone. My friends, let's unite and lift each other up. Please press subscribe button and like. The air in the Summit Grill fractured with a venomous sound. "We don't serve your kind here," Vivian said, her voice a shard of cracked glass scraping across the sudden silence. Conversations froze. The clink of ceramic on ceramic ceased. A patron whispered, "Did she actually say that?" Alistair Finch, his coat worn and boots scuffed, a phantom of the typical clientele, paused mid-step. He looked every bit the drifter, yet the sheer stillness of his posture held a weight that instantly unsettled the room. From behind the counter, floor manager Jack smirked, a predatory gleam in his eyes. "Relax, Vivian. He probably can't pay anyway." Their shared laughter, coarse and dismissive, scratched the morning air like sandpaper. Alistair didn't argue. He didn't flinch. He simply laid a crisp $$$ $20 bill on the counter, a stark contrast to his appearance. He met Vivian's hostile glare with a calm that hinted at storms long survived, an ocean of experience beneath a quiet surface. She snatched the money as if it were refused. "Just coffee. Guess we're a charity now." Directed to a shadowed corner booth, the worst seat in the house, Alistair slid into the worn vinyl, like a seasoned captain navigating hostile waters. His fingers brushed against a faint, old carving, initials he'd etched decades ago when this place was just a small kitchen, his mother's dearest dream. Vivian approached again, slamming a dismissive slab of the menu onto the table. "You do have more money, I trust?" "Club sandwich, black coffee." "Rye. If you have it," he answered, his voice low and resonant, a note of authority subtly embedded in its tone. She scribbled hard, an aggressive indentation on her pad, and spun away. Moments later, a blonde couple received warm smiles in the coveted, sunlit window seat. "The better clientele get the better seats," Jax muttered loudly to a young server named Ree, ensuring his commentary carried to Alistair's corner. Silence, Alistair knew, was discrimination's oldest accomplice. He pulled a cracked, unremarkable phone from his pocket, his fingers moving across the screen with deliberate, unhurried precision. Vivian noticed the action, whispering frantically to Jax, who puffed up his chest like a territorial rooster. Sunlight pooled across the checkered floor, ghosting memories of his mother's boundless kindness. 25 minutes later, an eternity for a simple order, Vivian slammed down a pale, flattened sandwich and a lukewarm cup slick with oil. "This coffee seems old," Alistair said evenly, his tone inquisitive, not accusatory. "What do you expect for cheap prices?" "This isn't fine dining," she snapped. Jax loomed beside her, a wall of manufactured menace. "Is there a problem, sir?" "I'm only asking about freshness," Alistair replied, utterly unshaken. Jax sneered, escalating the confrontation. "People like you should be grateful. Do you know how many real customers we have?" Alistair simply lifted the top slice of bread. The meat underneath was clearly spoiled. He photographed it calmly, his phone camera capturing the irrefutable evidence. "What do you think you're doing?" Vivian barked, snatching the plate away. "If you don't like it, leave. We don't need your kind here." "My kind?" His eyes darkened with a quiet, profound disappointment. He typed a quick message. "Phase 1 complete. Document spoilage. Prepare legal entry." "I'd like the manager," he said, his voice cutting through the tension. "You're looking at him," Jax bragged. "Now pay for what you ruined and get out." The door chimed. Estria and her teenage son entered, immediately sensing the toxic atmosphere. "You can't treat customers like this," Estria said sharply. "You want to join him outside?" Jax snarled. "Vivian, brandish your phone. Security's coming. Both of you leave." Alistair rose slowly. Vivian blocked the exit. "You haven't paid for that spoiled food." In a blur of sudden, unwarranted aggression, Jax lunged, ripping Alistair's wallet and scattering its contents in humiliating metallic rain, a cascade of coins and cards. "Pick it up." Alistair knelt, gathering the scattered coins with unbroken dignity. In that moment, on the floor of his own property, he, the founder and hidden CEO of the Elders Hospitality Group, was reclaiming money his own employees had thrown. Standing, he sent a final text. Execute Plan B. All teams now. He placed a fresh $$$20 on the counter. You have no idea what you've just done. Is that a threat? Jax's hand hovered near a canister of pepper spray. No, Alistair said softly. A promise. The bell chimed again. 3 uniformed security officers entered, followed by 2 officers from the Ethelbird Police Department. These individuals are trespassing, Jax announced triumphantly, pointing at Alistair. Officer Krell stepped forward. Sir, you need to leave. Private property. On what grounds? Alistair asked. Before Krell could answer, the door burst open yet again. 5 figures in impeccably tailored suits drove in, their synchronized presence instantly commanding the room. Their polished shoes struck the checkered tiles like a final verdict. Their eyes, cold and focused, locked on Alistair. The diner seemed to hold its breath, the hum of the fluorescent lights suddenly ominous. Jax's confidence faltered, a desperate flicker of doubt betraying him. Vivian's phone slipped slightly in her sweating grip. The young server took a cautious step back. The suit stopped directly at the counter. One, tall and silver-haired, scanned the scene with cold precision. Alistair met their gaze, motionless, the corner of his mouth hinting at the faintest, unreadable smile. The Summit Grill, his mother's legacy and their latest acquisition, was a stage for this quiet corporate reckoning. The lead figure, an imposing woman in a charcoal gray power suit, held up a badge. Attorney Teresa Vance, Chief Legal Counsel for Elders Hospitality Group. Remove your hands from Mr. Alistair Finch immediately. Krell's grip loosened in confusion. Finch. Vivian's face went instantly white. Jax's phone, still broadcasting its live stream to the world, trembled in his hand. Teresa Vance's voice was a sharp blade. Mr. Finch, per your instructions, we have documented 17 health code violations, 9 instances of overt racial discrimination in the last 90 minutes alone, and have 27 sworn affidavits regarding systematic bias under current management. She turned to the police. Officers, you are about to arrest the owner and founder of this entire chain. I suggest you reconsider unless you want the inevitable federal lawsuit to name you personally. Another suited figure stepped forward, the regional health inspector. Based on preliminary findings triggered by Mr. Finch's report, I am shutting this location down immediately. The level of spoilage is a public health hazard. Alistair straightened his coat, his dignity not just restored, but amplified. Yes, he said, his voice filling the stunned silence. Alistair Finch, the man who built this chain to honor his mother's legacy of service. The man you just tried to throw out his own restaurant. The silence that followed was a thick blanket of collective shame and shock. My mother, Alistair began, his voice taking on the weight of history, was refused service in this very building in 1958. She sat for 4 hours waiting for a cup of coffee. That never came. I bought this place so that no one, ever again, would be denied the simple dignity of a meal. Teresa connected her laptop to the diner's large screen, and high-definition security footage began to play. Weeks of Jax and Vivian's casual cruelty, documented in high definition. Jax intentionally serving spoiled food only to minority patrons. Vivian adding fandom service fees to certain bills. We have been investigating for 6 months, Teresa stated. Mr. Finch went undercover in his establishments after receiving multiple complaints that current management dismissed as disgruntled customers. The police officer, Kowalski, looked aghast. Mr. Finch, sir, we didn't... Couldn't you? Alistair asked quietly. Or did you simply see what you expected to see? A man in worn clothes, and therefore automatically the problem. Jax finally found his voice, a high-pitched squeak. You can't do this. This is entrapment. No, Alistair corrected, his eyes locking on Jax. This is accountability. You see, if I had walked in here wearing my custom-tailored suit, you would have danced for me, but that would not have shown me the truth. The truth is what you do when you think no one important is watching. Estria stepped forward. Mr. Finch, thank you. This happens everywhere. I'm sorry, Alistair told her. My failure was trusting the wrong people with my mother's legacy. A different set of police officers, summoned by Teresa's team, entered. Jax Thompson was placed under arrest. Charges were read: assault, civil rights violations, and food safety crimes. Vivian tried to flee, only to trip over the exact spot where she had forced Alistair to kneel moments earlier. Samantha Miller, Jax Thompson, you are terminated. Effective immediately, Alistair announced. Officer Krell, your security company's contract with Elders Hospitality Group is severed. You'll be hearing from my legal department. I have kids. Vivian wailed from the floor. The mothers you refuse to serve properly have children, too, Alistair replied, his tone factual, devoid of either cruelty or mercy. They also needed to be treated with dignity. He addressed the remaining patrons, the silent witnesses. Every one of you who saw this and said nothing, you are complicit. Every time you choose comfort over conscience, you water the seeds of hatred. Jax was let out in handcuffs, his phone still broadcasting, the live stream now showing his humiliation to thousands. This is America. I'll sue you for everything, he shouted. Yes, Alistair replied, a profound finality in his voice. It is America, and in America, actions have consequences, even for those who thought they were untouchable. The obsidian ledger was balanced. Justice, though often slow, had arrived with the sudden, undeniable force of a corporate restructuring. The silence that settled over the Summit Grill was not one defeat, but of a dawn breaking over a profound, long overdue transformation.